This video is brought to you by bettingwars.com, the realest fake gambling.
Guys, let's talk about just one more fight on this past UFC's fight card because we have so much to talk about. This last one, it's Jake Shields versus Yoshihiro Akiyama, and this fight was kind of weird in that in the first round, it looked like Akiyama was so much stronger than Shields. He had a better base. He was able to bully him around, that he was kind of like showboating for the camera, putting on a little bit of a show and clowning Shields, and then like he just sort of happened to get outworked throughout the fight and lost because Shields was busier. It was a really fucking weird fight. And Mike, when you see a fight like this, you've got to think like, wow, these guys are so much more well-known than I am, but I could kick their asses.
Yeah, that's kind of the thought that was going through my head, man. I think Jake's one of those guys that, you know, is very good at one particular thing, but that's about fucking it. You know, his striking is absolutely horrible, and Akiyama was able to take advantage of that in spots. And, you know, I think it was a close fight. I'm not sure that, you know, I kind of have trouble seeing that Jake won that fight. I think there was more significant stuff done by Akiyama, but, you know, the stats showed otherwise. But, yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, Jake got his back there, in the last round for a few seconds, but Akiyama avoided stuff. But that was about the most significant thing Jake really did in my eyes. But Akiyama was able to toss him on his ass a couple times and like you said, clown him a little bit. And, you know, Jake's one of those guys that's made it a long way, but doesn't have the all-round MMA fighter thing going yet, you know, like some of the other guys. So I don't know. I think he's got a lot of catch-up work to do in the stand-up.
Mike, when you see somebody getting thrown around like that, does that make you think it would be difficult to defend against those throws? Because Jake Shields, as terrible as he is at the stand-up game, is a good wrestler. So when you see judo stuff like that, is that harder to defend against than the wrestling stuff you're more used to?
Well, I don't even know if I'm going to go that far and say he's a good wrestler, man. He looked like Royce Gracie in there a couple times, shooting with his head down and arms out. And Akiyama defended a lot of those takedowns, man. I mean, he stuffed a lot of them. I mean, because that's Jake's bread and butter. And when that wasn't working, I mean, Tim already kind of touched on it already that, you know, when that really wasn't working for him, he went to the last thing that, you know, he probably is more uncomfortable doing than anything else, and that's striking. That's why it looked so awkward and looked, you know, kind of strange because I don't think he's practiced his stand-up nearly as much as his ground game, and you know, he's probably still a little timid and shy to really throw that with confidence, and I think it kind of showed in that fight.
Is Jake Shields somebody you would like to fight, given that he is at least officially coming off a win?
If he's in the 170-pound division, yeah, I don't care.